Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at the order of operations again, but this time we're going to use positive and negative integers. By the end of this video you should still be comfortable using the order of operations even if there are positive or negative integers used. So let's take a look at some questions that we would have looked at in chapter 1. I want you to pause the video at this point and try these two questions by yourself without any help. If you can do it in your head, even better. Okay, the first answer is 15 and the second answer is 14. Hope you got those. And to get those answers, I hope you used BODMAS. Each of those letters stands for a different word. We start off by doing the brackets first in a question, and then any other type of question next, meaning square roots, squareds, and there are a whole bunch of other things that you'll learn about when you get older. In a number sentence, the next thing you should do is division and multiplication. Now that should be done at the same time, working from left to right. And finally, we do addition and subtraction. In the same way, we go from left to right, and it doesn't matter which one comes first, addition or subtraction. So with these two questions, we get the answer for question number 1 by doing 2 times 6 first. 2 times 6 gives us an answer of 12, and 3 plus 12 gives us our answer of 15. For the second question, we need to do the brackets first. 5 take away 3 is 2. The next thing we need to do is the multiplication, and that is 2 times 3. That gives us 6. To get our answer of 14, we would have done 20 take away 6. Hopefully you're comfortable with those already, but if you're not, go back to the chapter 1 videos and take a look at those questions again. If you're happy with those, let's move on and look at these types of questions, but this time using some negative numbers. We're going to start off with some beginner questions. I'd like you to pause the video at this point and try these two questions for yourself. Okay, I hope you did pause it and I hope you did give it a go, but here's the way we go about getting our answer. We're still going to be using BODMAS, and I see a division and an addition there. There is a negative 2, that's a number, it's not a takeaway 2, so that's something to note. I'm going to start by doing the division first. 4 divided by negative 2. Now 4 divided by 2 is 2, and because I've got a positive and a negative, my answer is going to be negative 2. So that's the first part of my answer. I still have a plus 7 on the end, so I'm going to need to work out what minus 2 plus 7 is to get my final answer. And that is going to be 5. I've highlighted that because that's what we should do with our answers, highlight them so it's easy to go back and check them later on. For question B, I again have an addition and a multiplication, but I need to do the multiplication first. So let's take a look at that question. I begin by doing 3 times negative 2. In my head, I say to myself, 3 times 2 is 6, but because I've got a positive and a negative number, 3 times negative 2 is actually negative 6. So I start with 6 plus, and then my answer of negative 6. And I'm putting that in brackets just to show you the plus and the minus are separate. Now, that plus and minus can be replaced with a takeaway symbol because when we have two symbols that are different to each other, that means takeaway. So 6 plus minus 6 is exactly the same as 6 take away 6, which in this case gives us an answer of 0. Now those are two beginner questions, mainly because they only employ one thing that you have to do first. In question A, it was division first. In question B, it was multiplication first. Let's take a look at a slightly harder problem. This is an intermediate problem. Why don't you try pausing it and giving it a go yourself, and then I'll go through the answers. Okay, hope you paused it. Here's how we go about doing it. I have a multiplication and I have a division, and I'm going to work from left to right here. There's also that black takeaway in the middle, but that's going to be done last after I do the multiplication and division. Minus 2 times 4 will give me an answer of minus 8, and 30 divided by 3 will give me an answer of 10. Because I have that black takeaway symbol, I will be doing minus 8 take away 10. And minus 8 take away 10 gives me an answer of minus 18. I'm going to give you a couple of advanced problems. If you can do these two problems, you should be pretty comfortable with anything that I throw at you in the exercise. But pause it and give this a go now. Alright, here's how we should have done these ones. Brackets goes first with question A, so I need to do the minus 10 plus 6 first, which gives me an answer of minus 4. So this question becomes 4 divided by minus 4 plus 5. In my second part, I now need to do the division before I do the addition. I need to do 4 divided by minus 4 first. This gives me an answer of minus 1. So now it becomes a question of what is minus 1 plus 5? And my answer for that is going to be 4. And that's a positive 4. I don't need to write the plus in front of it. It just means positive 4. With question B, I have -8 take away, and then there's a fraction, and fractions sometimes confuse students. But before I do anything in that fraction, I need to do the 10 plus 5 first. We don't write brackets, but we can assume that there are brackets around that. Let's just say that this comes under the other category in BODMAS, the O. So this now becomes -8 take away 15 over 5. And that 15 over 5 means 15 divided by 5. So I'm going to need to do that before I do any subtraction. This question becomes -8 take away 3, because 15 divided by 5 is 3. To finish up, -8 take away 3 gives me a final answer of -11. Those are two pretty hard questions, but if you could follow it, you should try the questions in your exercise to get some good practice out of it. And that's it. Hopefully now you've seen some problems and some work solutions in order to use the order of operations with positive and negative integers. Go back and write down some of those examples. Have them in your book so that you can refer to them when you're going through the exercise. And as always, ask any questions if you need any help. Good luck.